All right, it's March 28th, 2020, and we are in the midst of this coronavirus mess, which is really bad. Hospitals and doctors are drastically short on supplies, and everybody's trying to chip in, think out of the box on ways to try and help out, making masks and whatnot. The only problem is that the masks, they're not the right kind. They're not filtered to keep the virus out. So, you know, it's not really gonna help them a whole heck of a lot from not catching this virus. Those are the 3M fitted masks. And they filter out the bacteria and the viruses and all that, and you can't find them anywhere. They're just gone. There's just not enough. But it occurred to me the other day that we use a 3M filter for our home, for the ventilation and all that. And just out of curiosity, I looked it up, and it says right there on the package that our home filters, they're made to filter bacteria and viruses. So I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it. I ordered a home filter, 3M from Filtrete, and what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and cut it down into mask size pieces. I'm going to try it on, see if I can breathe through it, and see if I can modify it into a workable mask, and maybe that'll help. So let's give it a try. Okay, so here's the Filtrete filter, home filter, that I ordered, and you can see right here it says filters out allergens, bacteria, and virus. So best I can tell, it's 3M. It seems like it's the same kind of filter that they would use on the N95 masks. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to take this out of the package. I'm going to take it out of this netting or whatever the heck that is, and see if I can't cut this down. I also got some large, thick rubber bands that I think will work for straps. So I'm gonna give that a try, see how this works. Okay, it was a little bit more work than I anticipated. It was kind of like trying to bone a fish. Getting this material, the actual filter, out of its frame, but it can be done, and it actually wasn't too bad, but you just definitely want to be careful taking it out of that wire mesh, because you don't want to poke any holes or tear this material. Yeah, it actually is a bigger piece of material than I thought when it's spread out, which is actually good because you'll be able to get more pieces out of it. Of course, pick off any little pieces of cardboard, because it was kind of like hot glued into the frame, so that way you get as much material as possible. All right, so next step is I'm going to try and cut this down into mask type size and shape, and then I'm going to see if I can get rubber bands to make straps, and see how that looks. All right, so, well, I'm not the most crafty person, but I'm sure someone can probably figure it out. I couldn't quite figure out how to I did pop holes in each corner of this piece here, and I ran the rubber band through. Now I was able to get it on, but I wasn't able to get it completely fitted. I mean, there was gaps along the face, where particles, and I mean, you want this thing to be tight to your face all around. Now, I'm not quite sure how about doing that part of it. Like I said, someone else is definitely going to be more crafty than I am. But the good news is that you can totally breathe through this. So you're not going to like hyperventilate. It's about the same, literally about the same thickness as the 95 masks. Um, Now, I have seen a ton of people online on Facebook who are sewing um, surgical masks, and they're really nice, very crafty people. They look great. They look like they fit nice. Again, it's not necessarily going to prevent uh, these people, unfortunately, from getting the virus because there's no filler. Now, I did see a couple people who were smart enough when making these to make a inside pocket inside of the surgical mask that you could put a filter in. Now, I don't know the availability of surgical fillers. That seems to be a problem. But again, you can take these fill treats and cut them down. Now, I estimate you can, this is a good sized piece here that was fit inside of a surgical mask, a homemade one. You can get about 16 pieces of this size out of one of these filters, and that's pretty darn good. Um, so, you know, this is I'm not a doctor. I can't say for sure that this is as good as a medical mask, but it does say right there that this will filter allergen, bacteria, and virus. Um, so it's sure as hell worth a try, and it's better than nothing. So for those of you making homemade masks, uh, if you can get your hands on these home filters, they're made in different brands. Just make sure it says that it does filter out virus and bacteria. If you can get your hands on these at Lowe's, Home Depot, I am pretty sure they're very available. This one cost me, I think it was about $12, but when you break it down to uh, 16, 18 mask filters, that's not bad. And it's hopefully going to help save lives. So there you go. Let's see what we can do.